Hello everyone and welcome to the 22nd and final track guide for this season. We're at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. It's Yas Island. 21 turns who make up this circuit for the finale. Three very different sectors we have at hand. We will come to that once we start with the track guide. Yeah, 21 turns, 2 DRS zones, 2 very long straights we have on this circuit. But without further ado, I would say we jump on board with Spark, who provided this lap. And yeah, now getting ready for for the first or for the final turn, basically, for your first braking zone into this track guide. You want to brake where the pit entry line starts, basically. This is where you want to brake for this right-hander, going down to third gear. Could even go down to second for the extra rotation. You know that term. I'm pretty sure now, after all the track guides. Up to fourth gear, going to the right-hand side now, and you want to brake at, around, there we have the 100 meter board. That is not where you want to brake. You want to brake at around 80 meters, 80 to 85 meters for this left-hander, being in 8th gear, 296 kilometers per hour, and braking there for this left-hander, hugging the inside curb, 3rd gear, very tricky corner. Also, you can invalidate here, so be careful. Hugging the inside curb up to 4th gear, letting your car go to the right, and now completely flat. You can see here's where he starts to turn. Just not too hectic on the wheel. There is Spark, and hugging the inside curb there, really close to the board there on the left hand side. You can see that Rolex board standing there. You don't want to, crash into that. That might invalidate your time. But putting your car in the middle of the curb there, once again, hugging the left hand side. And now quickly setting over to the right hand side as well. On the left, there's your pit exit. Hug the inside curb there once again, getting a bit onto the curb. And now be careful not to understeer, because that could, either result in you just destroying your car or you getting an invalidation. So you want to be on this curb exactly here, and hug that one and hug the next one as well. Now let your car go to the right because there's a heavy braking zone coming up, and where the curb starts on the right hand side, that is where you want to start braking for this next turn. Just behind the 100 meter board, so 90 meters is your braking point for this next left-hander, and then you basically have the first sector done as you cross here, right where he is right now. And now going into third gear, you can even go down to second. You don't want to corner cut here as well, so a lot of invitations, if you want, to corner cut. You don't want to do that. Hugging the inside curb there, going down to second gear, just flicking the car over, hitting the inside curb there as well. And a bit too much over the curb, that unsettles the car a bit. We see that. Not really that early on the power like he might have done when he didn't hit that inside curb that much. But now flicking over to the right because there's a hairpin coming up. And once you cross the line is where you want to start braking for this next left-hander. Going down to second gear, can even go down to first gear, and that's exactly what he does, just for the extra rotation, just to get that one in as well. Quickly up to third gear to avoid the wheel spin. And now for this first long straight, opening up the DRS, very good overtaking opportunity you have. And now coming down this long straight. And there we see the 150 meter board. And at around 120, 125 meters is where you want to brake for this left-hander, which is, like I said, the best overtaking opportunity. You can either go side by side, go for a switchback line, or make the overtake stick before you even come into the braking zone. Those are your three possibilities to go through this corner. 125 meters, like I said, is where you want to brake. Braking down to second gear, you can even go down to first gear once again for the extra rotation. Quickly up to third once again, or even only second, just to have a bit more rotation on the right hand side as well. because that is a very, very tricky curb. If you hit that too much, that will unsettle your car. If you go a bit more to the right than Spark does here, that you can get away with that, but normally you just want to be with your front right tire just on the curb, so you don't hit the bollard or anything. And we can see that Spark is doing a phenomenal job here, navigating through this corner. Losing the back end there, so you really, really have to be careful not to hit the sausage curb on the inside with your rear tire, because that could also unsettle your car. That is what happened to Spark here. And now going down this second straight, opening up the DRS now, and hugging the inside as long as you can, and then let your car go to the right. And there we see the 150 meter board we've passed. There's the 100 meter board, and that is roughly where you want to brake for this next left-hander. Your second best overtaking opportunity on the circuit. And now a very, very tricky sector 3 coming up. So we just passed the second sector split, and a very, very tricky and technical third sector coming up now. Being on the curb on the left hand side, braking down into this left hander, you want to hit the inside curb, want to hit that inside curb as well, hug the inside there, not hitting the bollard, and now being as close to the bollard as you can on the left hand side as well, which we can see here, very, very close. And now going as far to the right as you can, being even on the apex, just to get that a bit, get a bit more entry speed into the next corner, into this next left-hander, and also, of course, the exit speed, which matters a lot. Braking down just when the part with the green on the right-hand side ends. That is where you want to brake. So really, really difficult to actually catch your braking points for this corner. Hugging the inside curb there once again. Second gear is your choice. You can even go in third gear if you want. Up to fourth, fifth, sixth, and this double right-hander is coming up right now, where we are basically in the middle of it, or hitting the first apex on the right-hand side. You want to hit the apex on the second part, not really, but because you have to straighten your car once again, and being on the brakes while turning is a really difficult task, because you could either lock up or completely miss the corner. Those are your two possibly worst options. Best option obviously is just to hit the right spot to brake. So just as you pass the curb is where you want to brake for this next right-hander. Going as far to the left as you can, even hitting the apex on the left-hand side. Braking on the apex, down to second gear. Can even go down to first gear, but second gear might be a better choice, just to not to get too much of that extra rotation in. Third gear, now going as far to right as you can, not full on the throttle because you have to brake, a bit of trail braking going on. We can see that on the bottom right, and up, down through the tunnel where the hotel is, and hugging the curb on the right hand side once again, braking down to third gear. So very, very quick succession, those corners, and hitting the apex on the inside, not too much. You can hit that. He's going a bit wide. Be careful about that wall, the tire barrier, because that could come out if someone crashes into it and be stuck on the racing line, basically. So you want to go to the wall as near as you can, just to maximize your speed through this corner. Now go to the left as far as you can, and there's your 50 meter board. There's where you want to brake for this next right-hander. Sixth gear is your choice, and going down to fifth gear, not going too wide because that could also invalidate your time on the left hand side. And that was basically one lap around Abu Dhabi, just before the curb starts, so between the line where the pit entry is and where the actual curb starts is where you want to brake for the final corner. Pit entry is on the right hand side, obviously, and sixth gear, going down to third, can even go down to second like Spark does here, and coming around the final corner. losing the back end there. You want to stick probably a bit more to the left once you come over the line, not going as too far to the right, just to minimize your track time actually. That was a solid lap, 33.428. There's your setup, Spark used. That's it from me, and yeah, probably also for all the track guides. Thank you guys for tuning in for all of those track guides. I will leave you alone with Spark for another spin around Abu Dhabi.